All right, so the thing we have to do now is we've got our characters.
Mm-hmm.
They are living at home.
Yes.
And they need to go on an adventure.
They need to leave their row house and go on an adventure.
As it stands right now, this settlement has a lot of community, but very little sunlight, very little technology, specialized knowledge, or history. Mm-hmm. And those are things that are important to these people. Because we defined them as important. So they want to head out. We've got two options based on the map that we set up. We can either go this way in the river or that way in the river. This right here, our one option is a reward 3, danger 1. This one is a reward 1, danger 4. So do you want to have a high risk, low reward, or low risk, high reward adventure?
Wow, I wonder. Yeah, let's go here.
Okay. So the way it works is you just flip.
This is the Clifftop Village. Cliff is not stable.
Yeah, so we flip a card, and that's where we're gonna go. And then the author of the card is gonna paint a picture of what the location looks like and what's at stake, using the reward and danger levels as guides for the intensity of the description. So this is a card that I made. This is as you have said, the Clifftop Village. Basically, you got a lot of small little, actually like mid-sized huts at the top of this big cliff on the side of the river. So we're boating down, and it's like, ooh. I think the thing that caught our eye is there's a little smoke floating out of each of the little huts. The things to keep in mind are the cliff itself is not stable, so if we screw around too much, that could cause an issue. The reward is that they know many things. For instance, they've got like a rope hanging off the side of the cliff. That's probably how they get up and down. And the danger would be rejection from, like, these people could just flat out reject us or are hostile. So yeah, now each of us narrates just a few sentences about the journey to that location, as well as how you feel about the task ahead. So how did the boat ride treat Banjo?
I think the boat ride was smooth. I don't think it was super... interesting. I think it was just a fairly routine boat ride. What?
Nothing. It took you so long. I don't think it was interesting.
I don't think much happened on this
Yeah, no, that's
ride.
fair.
I think it was just kind of like, well, we're going to go on a trip. And
Yeah, I think it was mostly the same. Just some banter.
Friendly banter.
Yeah.
You weren't alarmed at any point. You were just jubilant.
I've not used my alarmed mood. So, here we go. Basically what happens is there is no set game master in this game. So, generally, you're only going to have half of the characters on screen at any time. So, whenever you get to a location, you want to split up in some way to, like, I'll go check this out if you want to check this other thing out. And then whenever your character is not on screen, whenever your character is like not in the focus or in the scene that you're playing out, you will act as arbiter. For a 2-player game, obviously that just means that we'll just be going back and forth with that, but if you're playing with more people, then you could be sharing those duties. And what do you think, how are we splitting up here? Or like what would your approach be to this? Because I know what mine would be.
What would yours be?
Well, I've got a sentiment of speak friend and enter, so mine would probably be to shout from the bottom of the cliff and say, "Hi, can I come up?"
Oh. I think Banjo's approach would be trying to just ascertain different ways to actually get up the cliff. So you see a rope, but it looks like from this image that it's not entirely all the way down to the river.
Right.
So kind of looking around for other ways up the cliff.
Okay.
That are safe.
Yeah, so maybe we've got like would we have like a little rowboat attached to our boat?
Yeah, a little canoe.
All right, so maybe I hop in the canoe,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just gonna try to get them to let me up.
Okay.
And then
I'm gonna look
go around
for things
All right, so you take the boat like further down the coast
Yeah.
a little bit, probably see if the cliff levels out.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
Cool.
On our little boat trip.
Yeah. So let's start with you.
Okay. You're the arbiter.
I will be the arbiter.
All right. Off we go on our little boat trip.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Maybe steps. Maybe any caves to see maybe they go up, or like steps lead into the cliff face. More ropes maybe.
Okay. I think what happens is you are riding. You ride the boat for a bit. I think you round the bend, so you lose sight of me.
Mm-hmm.
And after a little bit of that, you can still see some smoke. So maybe this is a fairly large village. You see a set of stairs in the side of the cliff that goes into like a hole in the cliff. And there's probably, actually, right at the base, there's probably like a small pier that you could tie the boat off to.
Okay, I think I'm gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take out one of our boat mockingbirds and record a message to send to Bello Broadway,
Mm-hmm.
just to let you know that I am just around the bend, and I'm gonna go into this cliff hole. These stairs that lead into the hole.
Okay.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, stairs that go into like a cave tunnel hole thing.
All right, so this mockingbird records it and then flies off to you.
Sure.
And then I am gonna go up the stairs and go into this hole.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You enter the hole. It is just kind of a tunnel.
Okay.
It is not lit.
Mm.
You see right at the mouth. You see a sconce on the wall, but there's no torch in it, and so you can probably assume that that's the case along the way as well.
Okay. Well, I have a child's first archaeology tool set.
Sure.
Can I use that to try and light a torch?
You can do whatever you want. You think you have a torch?
Yeah, I think I have some sort of lighting equipment in there.
There's no what's it called? There's no inventory.
Okay, so
mechanic in this.
Use that.
Right. That was the point of earlier whenever we defined what we have, and we said we have an adventuring kit thing.
Then I'm gonna cut that out and say I'm gonna dig through my pack, light a torch that we have, or maybe it's a lantern of some sort.
What is it?
Well, we're cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a lantern.
Okay.
Little hanging lantern. You just
right. Yeah, you gotta hold it like that. It's creaky a little bit.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna continue into the cliff, the hole, the tunnel, the channel.
Yeah. So I think you can walk for a couple minutes. It's a little windy, and you come to a door.
I knock.
There is no answer.
Is there a door handle?
Yes. There's like a ring.
A ring?
It's not like a modern ass door handle, but there's a ring that you could use to open and close the door.
I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try to open it.
Do you pull or push?
I pull first.
Nothing happens.
I push.
Okay, yeah, it opens.
Okay, thanks. Why do you love that bit so much?
No, not even once.
What's on the other side of this door?
You're at the bottom of a landing, and then there's a set of wooden stairs in front of you.
I'm gonna test the wooden stairs. Do they look old or musty or taken care of?
I think they look definitely dusty. I don't think anybody's really been in here in a bit.
Okay. I'm going to try to go up the stairs. They go up, right?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to go up the stairs.
Okay.
Carefully.
How carefully?
I think, like, fairly, like, slowly and cautiously. Okay. Like, kind of, like, testing it as it creaks.
Yeah.
Like, slowly putting my weight, which is large, onto the stairs.
We should roll some dice for that, I think.
Okay.
So let's go through
Dice rolling.
how to roll dice in this game.
Okay.
So there are a series of steps that are laid out. I'm going to use the reference sheet that's in the back of the zine/PDF. First, the player states their desired outcome.
I would like to get up the stairs safely.
Makes sense. And next, the arbiters choose the aspect and state what's most at risk between the world and the character. I think the world is at risk here. You're kind of like in this shaky cliff face, climbing some old crusty stairs. So I think the danger here is...
everything falls.
Right, yeah, you might break this, and then maybe you fall into the ground, and you don't hurt yourself, but it just shakes a little, you know.
Yeah, could be bad.
It's probably not going to be catastrophic, but it could be bad. And then I choose the aspect between body, mind, and heart. I think it feels like... does mind make sense? So what I'm thinking is like, it's like you... because you said you're being very careful, so it's like you put your foot down.
Like searching out
Right.
things that feel safe. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay. How are you feeling?
Scared.
Cool, because the next step is you choose your mood.
It's scared.
And you increment your mood level. So there's
Okay.
the mood levels on the side of the sheet.
So
So you just check the lowest box. And that'll come into play later.
Yeah.
If you ever cross the overload threshold. Okay. We check any details of the scene for any advantages or disadvantages. I don't think there are any.
No, I'm good at running, but that's not the same as walking upstairs carefully.
Right, yeah, you could choose a skill to use if you wanted, but I don't think any of those apply. If you wanted to risk one of your sentiments to get advantage, you could do that.
Not yet.
Okay. So now you roll the dice.
Okay.
So what you do is your aspect was mind, and that gives you a D8, and then your mood.
Is scared, which is also a D8.
So you're going to roll a D8 versus a D8 because I said the world is at risk. If your mood die is higher, you will win.
Okay.
If your aspect die is higher, I will win. Which one is which?
Pink is mood.
Cool.
And blue is aspect. Alright, my mood die is higher by 2.
All right, so
the
world at risk, mood die higher by 2, player wins. A difference of 2 means the winning side, you, get to add 1 hard detail. So what a detail is, there are 4 main types of details, and basically they just represent changes in the fiction, but like specific ones. So a hard detail is a fundamental change to some property of a person, place, or thing that are added explicitly as a result of an action roll. The other one that might be relevant here is a scene detail, which changes the scenery or your tactics. That is, things that are part of the scene but not a property of a character or item. And anytime you're granted a hard detail, you can take a scene detail instead and apply that. Okay. So because you wanted to get to the top of the stairs, you could just say that you got to the top of the stairs, which would be a hard detail. That would be a scene. That'd be a scene detail because that's not something you have to like write down about.
Okay. Yeah, I think then the scene detail would just be pretty simple. Just made it to the top of the stairs and nothing broke. I think I reached the top and I've been like holding my breath the entire time, so it's just like a big.
Okay, yeah, it's like a solid rock landing.
Yeah. Okay.
With a little trapdoor right above your head.
I'm tall.
Oh, so. You're crouching.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're tall, it's a crouch situation.
There's the trapdoor. I try to push it open. So push it up and out.
It gives, but it's like there's something on it.
try to knock just really loudly on it. Like,
Do you want to cut to me?
yeah. Okay.
Cool. Because, yeah, at any point you can cut to the other party to see what's going on. Usually it's good to do it at a moment of, like, a cliffhanger. Because narrative pacing.
Don't be weird. Okay, so we left you in a little canoe because you wanted to try to make
Hello!
verbal contact with people on the cliff shape.
Is anybody up there? I would like to meet you.
So where are you exactly? You're
Just
like,
on the
at
canoe at the bottom, like right by the rope.
right by the rope? Okay.
Just shouting up.
I think you see maybe a small head peek out at the top of the cliff face. Not very far away, just like lean out. They don't say anything, they're just like...
I wave.
They wave back, very...
Hi, is this rope serviceable?
Yes.
May I use it?
I need to ask my parents first.
Oh, yeah, go get the... You a kid?
No, I'm a big kid.
Okay, yeah, go get a parent.
And they run away. It's like, I'm assuming to go get a parent. I think you're just waiting there for a couple minutes. Are you doing anything while you're waiting?
Just what? I think just hanging out. You do like a little donut in the canoe.
I think when you're doing a donut, somebody else looks over and is like, hello?
Oh, hello. Hi, yes. My name is Bello Broadley.
That's a name?
It's my name, actually.
Huh.
May I come up?
Why do you want to?
Well, we're neighbors. I live right up the river. 3 days journey.
You live up the river?
Why that way?
Oh. By the clouds?
Yes, right next to the cloud factory.
Can you turn those off or anything?
What if I could?
Okay.
But I can't.
Oh.
Maybe one day. I mean, that's part of why we're journeying.
Oh, because you don't know how to turn the clouds off.
We don't know how to do much.
You can do a donut, though, I guess. Yeah, we can lower the rope. Give me a minute. They just recede again. And then a little bit later, I think a rope does fully come down and it just kind of splashes into the water. I think it's a rope with knots in it, so like every so often there are knots that you can use to hold on, but it is just a rope.
Right.
So, and there's no real place to put your canoe, I don't think.
Huh.
Besides, like the cliff, maybe, or like rocks in the river.
Right. Can I put it in the other bank?
And try to swim over?
Just swim over, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Actually, hey, what do I do? What should I do with the canoe?
You don't.
My partner took the boat. The boat, yeah.
Yeah, put it on the other bank. Can you swim? Oh, the river is not too bad here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fish swim in it all the time, so you probably can, right?
I am no fish.
Oh well, that's it's not that bad. Johnny Boy here can swim around, so you can probably do it too.
Hey, don't jump off the cliff. It's dangerous. I park the canoe.
What?
And then I think I leave like probably most of my stuff because I don't want it to get all wet and lost. So I think I wrap it up in like a little satchel.
Yeah.
And leave it in the canoe.
Okay. And then I think you can make it across the river pretty easily. I don't think that's a big deal.
What about up the rope?
I think that one might require a small check.
A small check.
A small check.
There are only checks.
There are only checks.
I would like to get to the top of this cliff and say hi to these people.
I think you are most at risk here.
Okay.
Because you could fall off or slip, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a fairly high cliff.
Okay.
So I think you are most at risk.
Sure.
Uh,
This is body.
this
Is
is
this a
body.
body check?
This is a body check.
And I am feeling jubilant.
Yeah, you just had a bracing swim across the river.
Had a
I think
bracing
that
swim
makes
across
sense.
the river. I'm all excited to meet these people.
All right.
So that's 2d6.
2d6.
Mood is pink.
Yep.
And because I am at risk, I would like the aspect die to be higher. I want to really climb this.
Okay.
And it is big yes. No. Shit, big no.
Wait, the mood die is pink. The aspect die is blue.
Oh, big yes.
Yes.
I couldn't remember which one was which. Okay, so it's 6 minus 1, that's 5.
Mm-hmm.
5 plus means the winning side adds 2 hard details.
Okay.
So I'm going to use one of those to get to the top.
Mm-hmm.
I get to the top of the
Cliff face.
and then the second one, I will add the. I think I get a little hug with the parent. they welcome me. I'm going to add the detail.
Do you do like any sort of handshake first, or is a hug
No,
the first thing that you do?
They just do this, and
Nice. Okay. Friendly.
so I'm going to add the welcomed detail to my sheet.
Okay. Cool. Good climbing. You made it.
Good rope.
It's a fairly good. It's a good rope. It's a good rope.
Well braced.
You see, it's tied to like a big tree. I think.
Okay. Good tree.
And I think as you see that, the kid Johnny Boy is starting to drag some of the rope back up and just kind of loop it around the tree, so it doesn't fall off again.
Is he like
Yes.
manually running around
He
this
is
tree?
running around as fast as possible
Oh,
with this
good, yes.
large rope. He is not a big child,
Right.
but he is running.
Johnny Boy is the child.
Johnny Boy's the child.
Okay. Anyway, after the hug, I say again, I am Bella Broadley.
My
And you
name
are?
is Kitty Bowtie. My name is Kitty Bowtie. Nice to meet you, Bella Broadley. Our village is right over here. Are you hungry? We have a lot of fish here. We eat a lot of fish.
What kind of fish?
River fish.
Like the good ones, or like the ones that are a little stringy?
He smiles and his teeth are a little sharp. Stringy ones, I guess.
I'm good for right now. I ate on the boat, but
No problem.
I do appreciate it. It's just not my dinner time. Looks up to the sun. In a bit, I'd like to see what you got going on.
When did the accents change?
I'd like to see. This is the low speaking voice.
Oh, okay.
It goes away when he shouts.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I think Kitty leads you into the town proper.
Okay.
And this town, I think, as you've drawn, is full of kind of round huts. There's often smoke coming from the top of the huts. So there's like an opening made like on the rooftops. And there is what's the rewards here? Many things. Books. Yeah, I guess there's a big library, it looks like, in the center of the town. And
Does it have a sign or anything on it?
I don't know if it has a sign. I don't think anything is marked necessarily, but I think you can tell because I think it's glass. I think it's a glass building.
Oh.
And you can see inside.
Like a
of it.
book greenhouse.
Yeah, like a book greenhouse.
Seems like a bag. Well, whatever. It's cool.
Look, maybe
But
there's
those
no
books are
actual
gonna get
paper in
yellowed.
there.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
something else.
Future books.
Future books. And Kitty, I think, actually leads you into the library because I think there is kind of community-based things.
Oh, cool.
And there are people in there, and I think he introduces you around. And he's like, this is a loud person that climbed the rope. His name is Bello Broadley.
That's me.
Did you state your purpose earlier?
I said they were neighbors.
Oh, yeah. He's our neighbor. Down the river with the clouds. He wants to know how to turn off the clouds.
I want to know how to do a lot of things.
And other things.
Well, I don't want to. We want to know. I'm here on behalf. We're here on behalf. I don't know what became of the person I'm with. They took the boat around.
He took the boat around.
To see if there's a... It wasn't obvious that you could get up that rope, you know?
Yeah, true. Yeah, we keep that rope up just in case any weird fish try to climb up. Don't need fish walking around the town at night.
Is that a real concern?
Yeah.
I don't think it is. I've never seen fish walking around. We don't even have a cliff.
I think Kitty pulls out a book and like opens it, and there's just a picture of like a weird looking fish with legs in it. And it's like, this thing here is a menace. Not super dangerous, but it just goes through our trash if it comes up the cliff.
Well, it's a good thing that they can only traverse a cliff through ropes.
Yep. They just bite it and they jump.
See, this is what I'm talking about. I don't know much.
They keep pretty much to the cliff face, though.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see. Do you want to cut?
Sure.
Or do you want to keep going?
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, we probably get me, like, just walking around this library. And
Yeah, I think that's what he's doing, is just kind of leading you around the library and pointing out things in the library.
Okay.
So like that there's the kitchenette type thing.
Like a community dinner space.
Yeah, community dinner space. I think there's like a children's playground, like a weird greenhouse library, Ronald McDonald house. There's like slides, and it's like old and kind of used, but it's still nice. It's nicer than Ronald McDonald. Players. I've never been in one of those. Have you? Is it nasty?
I was a child. I didn't have any standards for cleanliness. I can't tell you that. I've not been on one since I knew what dirt was. Okay. Yeah, so you are pushing up. You knocked on this trap door. Mm-hmm. And I think after a couple of minutes, you hear like footsteps, but nothing happens.
I think I knocked again. What?
You hear like a person that was standing like jump a little.
Hello.
Ah. Oh.
Hi. I'm beneath. There's a trap door here. Hi.
Oh, the crate is talking.
No, but below the crate.
It's like an older woman's voice. Whoa. Why is the crate talking?
Oh no, I'm not a crate. My name is Banjo, and I'm from down the river, and I found this tunnel here, and there's a trap door.
Well, I think you're gonna have to turn around.
You can't move the crate?
Well, I don't know.
Is it too heavy?
No, well, if I let you in, what do I tell anybody?
What do you mean?
Can I tell you a secret?
Uh-huh.
You like visibly you could tell with that she got closer.
She's like leaning closer to the door.
I'm not supposed to be in here. I'm snooping around.
I think I also like lean closer to the door, even though I'm already like scrunched up against it. Like, what are you snooping for?
Well, nobody comes over to this side anymore. to this side of the town.
Why is that?
Well, we're not meant to.
Is it dangerous over here?
I don't know. I don't remember.
You don't remember?
Yeah.
Does anybody not remember?
Well, it's a long time ago.
Fair.
It's weirder over here.
Weirder. The only thing weird that I found is I went through this tunnel and there were some creaky stairs. That's about it.
Well, yeah, but you understand my dilemma.
I think, yeah. I mean, have you found anything weird?
Of course, yeah.
Like what? Like animals? Or...
Well, there's this machine in this room. It's turned off.
Oh, gosh. We have a machine. We have a factory and a machine. Our machine makes clouds. What do you think yours does?
Well, I don't know. There was the big part. There was a small part. This is the big part. There was a small part in the other room. Mm-hmm. And so I followed where I thought the pipe was headed, and that's how I got into here. So I just got in here. I haven't really had a chance to take a look.
Well, I mean, if you move the crates and I get up, I could also just leave from this way and go around the other way, and you don't have to tell anybody. I could help you look around.
I don't think that's a good idea for me.
I have a lantern if you want to look through something.
You get in and they're like, "Where'd you come from?" And then you gotta lie, and now I'm making you lie, and I don't know if you're a good one.
Is anybody else with you?
No.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Nobody has to know.
Boy, if they ask you where you came from and who let you in,
I can go back and come out the other way. I have a friend that's already in. I was trying to get into town, I think, through the rope on the cliffside.
that might be better.
Yeah?
You just hear her voice, like she had gotten up a couple sentences ago,
Mm-hmm.
and you hear like this deep rumbling.
What's that?
I don't know. I hit a button on the thingy.
You hit...
It's like a pulsating. Like a...
Well, what's happening up there?
You see like a... In time with the pulsation, like a blue light coming out of like the cracks in the trapdoor.
Hey, what's that light doing?
I don't know.
You want to hit that button again, maybe?
Sure. It stops.
Oh. You probably shouldn't just be hitting buttons with no idea about what's going on.
You probably shouldn't be climbing through tunnels that you don't know what for.
That's probably true, but I feel like hitting buttons is a mighty scary thing to do. What if you made, like, a terrible thing? I don't know what, but what if you made a terrible thing happen?
What do you suppose I should do here? Should I let you in?
You already hit a button, so I mean, what more could I do? Hit the button again?
It was your idea to turn it off.
I can always go around the back if that's really what you think I should do. But I don't know if you should be exploring this place by yourself, to be honest.
What do you want to roll to convince?
Yeah.
Do a convincing.
Yeah.
Desired outcome being you end up in the room.
Yeah.
Sure. That's gonna be a mind.
Yes.
I think that will be. It's gonna be a character, but this is more of a soft one.
Okay. I think I am curious.
Cool.
Don't forget to mark off your jubilant.
That's true.
So that is a pink D4 versus a D8. So let's see. So the character is at risk.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, just
Yeah.
I have to go back.
Right. I mean, it's
have to go back down those creaky stairs again.
Or force your way in.
Or force my way in. I don't know if that's what Banjo does. That is... mood die is higher.
That means I win.
I won, so
By
you win.
Winning side adds 1 hard detail, but incurs 1 hard negative detail added by an ally. There's no allies in this case.
Okay.
So basically something decent will happen for you because it was so close.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Because she was leaning towards letting you in. So maybe the hard negative one is her letting you in. And then the hard one's, all right, now that you're here. And you, like... I think she moved the box.
Mm-hmm.
And then you open the trap door.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, well, now that you're going to come in, And you see her hit a button on, like, this huge, like 1970s computer huge style machine.
Yeah.
And then, like, that same
Pulsating.
rumbling, and then the pulsating starts, and it's like a blue light on this big display. It's not a screen. It's more of like an LED screen, like you know what I mean, like an old style. Like it's a bunch of little blue LEDs that are like pulsating, and each time they pulsate, it's getting closer to like the center of this big display.
Okay. So she hits that, and it's just like, wow.
What do you suppose is going to happen here?
I think I turned it off. I tried to turn it off again. I think I try to scramble up and... I do want to see what happens, though. So maybe I don't. Maybe I try to scramble up and I trip. And I just fall flat on my face as we kind of just watch this LED screen go closer to the center.
Okay.
And then I think it hits the center.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens?
The room that you're in starts to spin. Slowly at first.
Oh.
And then a little more quickly. I'm giving you pauses to act if you wanted.
No, I think Banjo's just in it now. Very scared, but also curious.
And then like that rumbling. Actually, can I walk it back for a second? It's like the ceiling starts to spin above you. Mm-hmm. You're in like, the wall is kind of circular behind you, and then it comes to, it's like a piece of the outside of a circle. So it's not like a whole circle. The room is not a circle, but it's like, you could probably assume that the building you're in is a circle.
So this is like an arc.
Right, you're on the outside. Okay. Like the outside wall is circular.
Okay.
And the ceiling is like spinning as if the whole circle is spinning.
Does it stop ever?
No. So it speeds up. And then you hear it like detach.
Oh, God.
And some like sunlight comes in. Because it is sunnier over here, I think. Yeah. Because there's no cloud factory.
There's no cloud factory.
So some sunlight pours in as this thing is spinning and just kind of raising slowly up into the air.
Can I see anything through the trapdoor? Like, if I poke my head down or like over the trapdoor, like lean over and like look, do I see like the ground going away?
Wait, the trapdoor?
Yeah, that I came in through on the floor, right?
So like the ceiling is floating. The room you're in is not.
Oh, the ceiling is floating. The ceiling is going away. Huh.
Yeah, and you see after it gets like 5 or so feet up in the air, you see that there are like some connections, some like big cables
Oh god.
I think it's one of like steel cables, and then it gets to a point and it stops when all the cables are like taut.
Oh, and then it stops moving.
Hmm.
What does the screen look like now? Is it still pulsating?
No, the screen is no longer. I think it's just like a green check mark. But it is still spinning, so like these cables are on like the outside, and the whole thing is like doing this weird spinny thing. But like, so obviously that means the cables are. What's the best way for those cables to be? Are they attached to a piece that's not spinning? I think that makes the most sense. Yeah. So there's like a rack that's not spinning. That's something that
Something inside.
the main thing inside is spinning.
Okay. Does it look flat from where we are? Like
What?
on the bottom, the thing that's spinning?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the ceiling.
Okay.
It's like the collected ceiling of this building.
Okay. Well,
And the floor above it.
What is this? What is this building?
Well, I told you I don't know. Nobody's been over here in decades.
And you thought it was a good idea to hit that button?
Well, I didn't think anything would work. And then when it did, well, I got itchy for it.
Fair.
You didn't stop it.
I was got itchy too. I get it. I
Tripped.
get it.
That trip looked like it was on purpose.
No, it hurt.
Oh.
I'm sitting there just like massaging my knees.
Suppose I'm hosed now. My secret's up. But what are they going to do to an old woman?
How old are you?
What do you think? Take a guess.
65. 70. 80. Wow.
We'll call it 80.
You're very sprightly for an 80-year-old.
Stay active. Eat right. And she smiles, and it's those same sharp
The
teeth.
same sharp teeth.
Yeah.
Ben was just like slightly taken aback. So it's just like, uh-huh. So what do you think this thing does? Were there any other rooms in here that we could see with other computers?
Well, there certainly were, but they were all high. There was nothing quite this big. I didn't go upstairs.
Oh.
I don't know if I can anymore.
There were stairs?
Looks up, and it's like...
Yeah. Were there stairs?
Well, whenever it was connected, it was like what you just came out of, a little trap door that you can hoist yourself through in one of the rooms. Actually, you could see it.
Just peasants. We should try to get up there. You want to try to get up there?
Oh, how do you think?
I mean, one of us can always hit the button and then the other can go up.
What do you think happens when we hit the button and this thing comes back down?
It just stopped before, right?
Well, it hadn't
Yeah.
taken off yet. It's just spinning.
Well, we could see. Should we hit the button?
If you want to hit the button.
I'll hit the button. I'll hit the button.
All right, roll for this.
Okay.
What is your desired outcome?
I guess for this thing to come down and not crush us.
Okay. World is at risk here.
Yeah, sure. Sounds about right.
Heart. I'm just going to say heart because it's just gumption that you're performing here.
I think this has to be excited.
Okay. So 6 versus 6.
Yeah, so again, pink is mood.
Cool.
And blue is heart.
Mm-hmm. So you want the pink to be higher.
So world is at risk.
And Mark, you're excited?
Yeah. The heart is higher by 3.
So by 3, winning side adds 1 hard detail and 1 scene detail.
Okay.
So I think the first thing we get, you hit that button, and it's shaking below you, like the whole building you're in is shaking. So I think that's the scene detail, is the shaking, and then the hard detail comes in right after, as the building you're in is lifted up as if it's the basket under a hot air balloon. If that makes sense. So you got these steel cables.
Yeah.
And then the building you're in lifts up and now you are floating in the air.
We're still far away from the ceiling.
Yeah, it's still just as far because all the cables are tight.
Did everything go up?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I look down the trapdoor, what do I see?
It's like looking in a hole in the bottom of an air balloon basket.
Oh, okay. So we're in a gigantic hot air balloon.
Essentially, yeah, but
made of rock and wood
a
and
building.
steel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we cut?
Yeah, let's cut. So.
Do we see this from the library?
I think you have to see this from the library.
Oh,
yeah.
I will mark the collateral for sure.
Yeah. I think maybe you hear some kids shouting outside once this starts happening. So you've been given this tour of this basically like a community center, and then you hear shouting outside.
Okay.
And I think Kitty's like, what's happening out there? So do you join them to go look outside?
I mean, if there's an excitement thing happening, I gotta get involved.
I think everybody's outside then. They're just looking up at this hot air balloon building basket as it is rising, and I think it's just going up.
Okay.
I think it's going up now, yeah. I think it'll stop eventually, but right now it's going up, and is there just a big hot air balloon on the top of it? Is there a big canvas thing? Like a sail? I think there's a big sail on top.
Is there? Okay, so the thing that's spinning is the second floor of the building.
Yeah.
If there is then a sail that unfurled on top of that, that's cool as hell.
Yeah, I think there's a sail on top of that.
like a cloth sail?
Yeah, a cloth
or a weird
sail.
solar sail.
I think it's a weird solar sail.
I can switch quick.
Sorry.
It's fine. I just was curious which one it was.
Yeah, I think it's a weird solar sail. I think it's future tech. I don't know.
Yeah, so there were solar panels on this roof that
I think they lifted
opened up.
Yeah, and they're more cloth. They act as solar sail things, wind sails. And Kitty is just well, shit.
Does this happen often?
No, we usually tell people to not go over there because we didn't know what that was. But I guess somebody went over there.
Real pickle you have on your hands.
I don't know what to do about this.
Oh.
Have you ever seen a floating...
Bella's nervous about this because he knows that you went in that direction. It's oh jeez, what did they do?
Well, have you ever seen a floating building like this?
No. Best we got is
clouds, huh?
Yeah, you got more than just clouds, but that's the weirdest thing.
Can't really see anything besides the clouds up there. But I guess that's fair. I wonder if we should try to go get that. Should we try to go get that?
How do you figure?
Ropes.
Now, Kitty.
Yes, Bello?
Now, Kitty, I don't want to rain on your parade.
Oh, no, I don't think it's really raining. I think this is a big
What are you going to do with a rope?
Issue.
What are you going to do with a rope? Look at that. That thing's cruising.
It's just floating over us.
You can't get a rope on that. You need to think bigger. You got a big trampoline? You got a cannon?
Cannons. Maybe. Might have some cannons over there.
Might. In the area you said nobody goes?
Yeah. The book said they're cannons. You can fire people out of them. And they get fired into barrels. And then the barrels shoot them out. And he points and there's barrels and trees. Over on that side of town. Don't really know how to aim that, though. But we can try. Maybe there's a manual over there.
I will volunteer.
Brave lad, aren't you?
It just seems cool.
Alright.
And again, secretly, if it's you, I want to be.
I think Kitty, like, musters up a couple people.
Mm-hmm.
And they, like, grab some packs and was like, all right, we gotta go try to get this house back, this building back. And I think a couple of them grab some books from the library, or maybe, like, canon manuals or things. And you think you head off, and you get to this cannon space. And I think there's probably a couple cannons down there. And I think they're, like, looking up and being like, all right, I think this one's it. All right, so the book here says, Bello, you want to get in this cannon. We'll fire you out. You're going to land in one of that other barrel cannons over there. And then I'll fire out and then try to take this sail here and land on that building.
Okay, so in true cartoon fashion, I think we just cut to me sailing through the air.
Yeah.
And then I can roll to see how it goes.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So I would like to land on the building
Yep.
in one piece.
Mm-hmm. I think you're at risk here.
Okay.
I think this is you being at risk. I don't know if the world's quite at risk right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, unless we start at the beginning and it's the cannon shooting, but
no.
I'm flattered here.
Yeah.
I think it's like an immediate smash cut from the
Kitty
character, like,
it.
going on and on and on from the manual, and just like halfway through it, just
Or like go over like some like directing people on how to properly turn this thing on, because I don't think they've done this before because it's a terrifying proposition.
Right. So they're talking about it, and it's just like a close up of Bello's face just getting bored, and then he'll blink, and then open your eyes, and it zooms out, and I'm
flying and screaming.
Right. So what's the aspect, please?
Oh God. I think heart.
Okay.
I think it's just like a weird willingness to do this terrifying thing.
Okay.
Heart, yeah. And then how are you feeling? Jubilant or alarmed?
Alarmed.
Okay.
This is alarming.
Yeah, why don't you mark off alarmed on that sheet?
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to use advantage?
I'm trying to think. There's not really any of my sentiments come into play, even though I would like to risk one. Because I said I left my stuff back, so I don't have my scimitar on me. I've already entered. And being shot out of a cannon is not speaking friend.
No. What's the last one?
Nothing. Actually, I might risk my sentiment, the memory of my top bunk at home in the attic.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's like I'm trying to use that to center myself.
Yeah.
Like, so risking a sentiment in the game is it will give me mood advantage, so I can roll the mood die twice and pick the one I like better. If you get to add any details to the scene, I have to mark the checkbox at risk.
Okay, but if you win, then you don't.
Right.
Okay.
And if I have to mark a checkbox twice, then I lose it forever. If it's at risk, it's on thin ice. Alright, so it's 2-1. I'm going to re-roll this. It's 2-1 for sure.
Alright.
Which means winning side adds 1 hard detail, but incurs 1 hard negative detail added by an ally.
Oh, wait.
You can add a negative thing to this, but like as if you were not the arbiter.
Okay, so wait, let's roll it back for a second. So the character, you were at risk. Character was at risk. So you wanted the which die did you want to be higher? You wanted the aspect die to be higher. You wanted the mood die to be higher.
Oh, I lost.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. So you can add 1 hard detail. I'll go ahead and mark. That does not bring me calm. My bed.
I think in keeping with this cartoon fashion, you splat onto this.
Perfect.
Onto the second story building, onto this sort of moving piece. As you splat onto that.
Should I add a?
I think you should add a splatted
Splatted harm detail.
Yeah. So you have to like peel yourself off, and now you're on top of this spinning second floor. And I think right now it's just, I think like most of the other buildings here, it's kind of a flat roof.
Okay.
But you can see the sails above you as you peel yourself off, and you're woozily kind of going around.
Is this camera still recording?
Oh, God. All right, so as you were woozily kind of walking around, you're on this spinning platform essentially, and you're just in the air.
Okay.
And you're not calm.
Right.
You're very woozy.
Right. I'm certainly alarmed. So can I get in?
I think you can get. I think
Is
there's
there like a
another.
hatch?
Yeah, I think there's another hatch.
Yeah, I open the hatch immediately and drop in if I can.
Okay, I think you're in, and I think you fall into some hay.
Okay.
And maybe like an egg or two, and some birds fly out and shriek at you. But I think you're in the building now, and I think you are good, and I think you're still rotating, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
But you're not in the air. So, in this room, I think this is like mostly hay, some crates.
Was the hatch towards the outside or towards the inside?
Inside.
Man, that sucks.
Why?
You had to say it. Or is it like dead center? Or well, just think about
like like on the outside.
Okay.
I thought you meant which way it opens.
No,
I think
in
it
the circle.
It opens inside.
Because like
no,
if it's on the outside, that's not as bad.
No,
but if it's on the inside,
you don't have
it's like,
to. No, you don't have to go into the. You don't have to go in. I think it's on the outside, so it's not too far from where you got splatted onto those.
Right. Okay. But more importantly, the angular momentum
the angular
is
momentum is not as terrifying. No, so yeah, it's on the outside. It goes inwards, and now you're in this building. And I think the rooms are kind of like weird, like arcs, or partially arcs. And there's like a wall over here, which you can maybe assume you hear there's like a rotating or like an engine on the other side of like the inner wall, where I think that's whatever is moving this thing. And the outside wall is, you can see those cables sometimes through a window. And there's a door on either side.
Okay. I would like to open a door.
You open that door, and I think you are led into a
Make sure this is still going, actually. Keep going.
room full of wires. And I think this is actually a room that's open to the engine. And there is some paneling, like computer stuff here, and it's just pulsating wires going into this engine in the middle of the room that you're going around and around and around.
Is there just any way out? I just want to be. I don't want to be in here.
I think if you like go through the doors, like it is a big circle, so you do eventually just come back to this room. And I think just going through the rooms is like there's one other computer room where like the computers are blinking in a language that you don't understand.
Right.
And it's just basically, I think it's like data readouts essentially. It's like that much, like you can see that it's just like graphs and
Well,
stuff.
mostly, can I find the door with the trapdoor down?
Yes. I think that is in just kind of a bland stairwell room.
Okay.
So not the same as the one that you came in, but like on the opposite side. But you open that, and isn't it just a hole into the air as well?
The trapdoor is, yeah.
Yeah. You open that, and it's just air, and you can see the lower.
Is there anything I can tie a rope on to in this room?
Jesus,
so then
you're gonna tie a rope. Okay.
Yeah, and then lower my ass down.
While it's spinning.
What else can I do?
Nothing.
It's a cartoon also. It's not that big of a deal.
True. It's just terrifying to think about. Yeah, I think
You get like that shot of me like looking out. Hair is like...
Yeah, it's like going. Yeah,
and then a determined look.
I think you can try to tie a rope to some other pipes and like sturdy ass wires in the other room.
Okay.
And just lead it down into this stairwell room.
All right. So because we're going long, do you want me to roll one thing to see if I can tie it on and get down into your room?
Yes.
Cool.
And you might just get splatted again, but.
Yeah.
So I think again, this is you being at risk.
Sure.
I think you test the pipe that you tie this rope to, and it's pretty sturdy. I don't think it's really, like, this thing is still working, so I don't think it's like really in any danger of it falling apart.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it's you at risk.
Sure.
And I think this one is actually body, because you're fucking going down a spinning ass hot air balloon.
Continue to be alarmed.
Yep, fair.
I want the D6 to be higher. It is
higher.
by 3. I am able to lower myself down, and as I'm spinning, I managed to get into the managed to like aim for the like the other side of the trapdoor where they were whenever it was together. So I get in.
Do you just like do like a little roll and like hop up and?
Yeah. And then I think I find myself. I like look around in that building and find myself in the same room as you. What were you doing?
I think at this point, my new friend and I, old lady. What was the old lady's name? We never. I think in the meantime we've introduced ourselves.
Okay.
So what was her name?
Her name was Margaret.
That's my grandmother's name. All right, so I think Margaret and I, Peggy and I, I've been trying to like run around with Margaret and try to figure out how to land this thing. And so we are running around, and I'm trying to get her to see if she knows like the language on the computer screen and like any of the buttons there. And she's like, she knows some of it, but not a lot. So I think at this point I'm like in my pack and like trying to like translate furiously what I'm doing to see if I can like find the
at least one more of these.
proper to see if I can find like the proper kind of set of things to do to land this and not collapse everything.
Okay. So here's what I say we should maybe do, because it's been a bit. We wanted this to be way shorter than it's going to be. So how do you want this to end, this scene, this adventure? One idea in my head is that we figure the computer out and we just fly this thing home.
Okay. I mean,
But I don't know if there was something else that you had in your head.
I mean, mine was figuring out and landing like near this village, just because it is a couple days away. But
by boat.
But by boat. But that's what I'm saying. Is like landing back from this village mostly because I'm terrified as Banjo, and I don't want to go as much as I possibly can on like first flight, and then like kind of gaining that relationship and gaining that technology. Or gaining some understanding of that technology.
Yeah. Wow.
Just out of sheer desperation.
Okay, so just like interfacing with these
so
machines.
It's more, it's like more like building this relationship and being like, oh, this stuff actually does work for. Like we can get this to work.
Okay.
Kind of.
Do you want to roll to see if you can get down?
Yeah.
Yeah. I will aid.
Oh, you'll aid.
Yes.
I think I will also use. All right, so you set what's at risk here?
So I think world's at risk. You're flying this big ship, and like these people are alarmed.
Yeah.
And the cliff is not stable. It's a whole situation.
Okay.
So yeah, world is at risk. You're gonna have to use mind.
Okay. D8.
Yeah.
I'm scared again. I'm very scared again.
Sure.
So I'm gonna use that. I will use one of my skills though, which is reading. I'm good at reading.
Sure.
So in this case, for using my skill, since I'm using minds, I'm gonna mark off that little mind marker here to show that I've done that. And that gives me a +1 or a -1.
Yeah, it'll just adjust your aspect die
Okay.
in the direction of your choice. In this case, obviously, you're going to want it to go down. So you're going to want it to be a -1.
Okay, so I want the mood die to be higher. So again,
Basically, the skill always helps.
The mood die is blue.
Mm-hmm.
The aspect die is... Oh, no, sorry. The mood die is pink. The aspect die is blue.
And I think you can get aspect advantage here because Margaret is helping.
Okay.
And is an old explorer
So
herself.
goofy. Okay.
So you can reroll.
I'm gonna
Remember to reroll
this
that.
aspect. So right now it's 3 to 3 essentially.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 4. Okay.
Do you want to switch that back to the 4?
I'm gonna switch this back to the 4.
Okay, and now I'm going to. We haven't done this yet because 2 players doesn't come up as much, but I'm going to help as Bello. So, whenever you help somebody, you will just choose the mood that you're using and raise the level. So this is a friendly assist.
Yeah.
I think now that I'm not in the spinning hell nightmare, it's like, all right.
You're good at.
Hey, Banjo.
Yeah,
Good to see you.
You're good at talking people down.
So then
and Banjo is freaking out.
I will roll my mood,
Okay.
and you will. Boom. You can choose the one to do. So I got an 8. You got a 4.
I would like to use the 8
Mm-hmm. Sure.
versus the 4 minus the 1, which is for reading. So it's 3. So it is a 5 plus.
There's a difference of 5. The winning side adds 2 hard details.
All right. So I think this.
So I think just really narrate probably the end of this adventure.
All right. So I think Margaret is helping as Banjo furiously writes down kind of directions and keys. And then at some point, Banjo just takes a deep breath and is like, okay, I think I got it. And I think Margaret's just like, okay, honey.
Mm-hmm.
And Banjo puts in this inputs, pulls a lever in this computer room, and I think the screen starts pulsating again. And it continues going towards the... I think actually this time it's going out.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look up, you can see that it's slowly stopping to spin, maybe spinning the other way a little bit, as it actually just starts to go down in this case. And I think in this case, we went more inland than kind of out or around. So we're still on the top of the cliff, and we're just slowly kind of going down. I think we do manage to touch down. Okay. And I think there's a bit of a jump, like a jolt, and like everybody kind of, yeah, you lose your footing a little bit because it's not something that anybody's used to. But I think it is good, and I think we've touched down okay. So that is
cool.
Yeah, and I think we kind of
probably
know.
just like we talk to these people. They're like, Margaret, what?
And Margaret's just
what are
like,
you doing?
I think Margaret's just pulling Banjo around at this point, being like, "Look at all these translations we got."
Right. And so then maybe we like ask, "Hey, can we have some of these?" Because maybe it'll help us with the cloud situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we get on the boat and leave.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think.
Cool.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think, like, why wouldn't they have done this before? Because it's terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't really know what any of this technology is.
There is a
But
wall in the town, I
yeah.
think, is something that was in my head that I never
There's a wall
said.
in town?
There's
Okay.
there's just a wall and then like a bunch of abandoned
Okay. Yeah.
buildings from who knows when.
Cool. Well, we did it.
Yeah.
We didn't die. The cliff didn't collapse.
And that's,
somehow.
And that's adventure gameplay.
And we made friends.
Yeah. So now we will stop the recording.
Okay.
And we'll be back for downtime, and then that's it.
Okay. Stopping these?
Yeah.